What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Shrewsbury Liverpool FA Cup analysis video. And what did you think of the game? I think that Liverpool played really badly in the second half, and yes, we had a few kids out and also Lovren and Matip looked really rusty. They made a huge mix-up, especially Lovren kicking over the ball before Shrewsbury equalized. But I also wanted to get your opinion on this. Jurgen Klopp said that because the replay of this FA Cup game falls during the winter break, they won't be taking part. No first team players and also no Jurgen Klopp will be present at that game, which is like a big middle finger shown to the FA because, and listen to this is what Jurgen Klopp said in his post-match interview. In April 2019 we got a letter from the Premier League where they asked us to respect the winter break, not to organize international friendlies and not to organize competitive games, to respect the winter break. I have said to the boys already 2 weeks ago that we will have a winter break, so it means we will not be there. It will be the kids who play that game because they cannot deal with us, like nobody cares about it. I know it is not very popular, but that's the way I see it and how I said it. The Premier League asked us to respect the winter break and that's what we will do. If then the FA do not respect it, that we cannot change, but we will not be there. And I think that's a tactical move by Jurgen Klopp. And I think that Jurgen Klopp is just fed up with all these unnecessary games. Why are there 2 League Cup semi-finals? Why? Why are there replays in the FA Cup when the schedule is already absolutely crazy? They introduced the Nations League to make friendlies, even friendlies, international friendlies, more competitive. There are just too many games. If you consider that most of Liverpool's first team players are just playing every single day or every single week 2 or 3 times without a break, they get like a 2 or 3 week break throughout the whole year. And for 11 and a half months, especially players like Mane and Salah who had to play the Africa Cup of Nations last summer as well, they just get no rest, no break. And I can understand why Jurgen Klopp does it, because he already promised the players, all the first team players, that they will have a week off with individual training programs made, so they will train on their own and they will not be required to come into Melwood to go to training, so they can spend time with their family, they can really just recharge their batteries. That's what the winter break is about. Why in God's earth do they put a competitive replay, FA Cup replay round during the winter break? It just makes zero sense. And I can understand why some Liverpool fans think that we should play players like Naby Keita, like Shaqiri, Adrian, James Milner, you know, Matip, Lovren, players who haven't played a lot of football. But just put yourself in Jurgen Klopp's shoes. You already are fed up with all these games. You already are so annoyed that the Premier League and the FA have no respect for the individual welfare and well-being of the players, and they just want to squeeze as much money out of the players, as many games as possible until they break. Look at Sadio Mane, he got injured. Look at how many injuries Liverpool got during this season, and that's because we just have too many games. And also put yourself into Jurgen Klopp's shoes. You already promised the whole first team squad, so not just the starting 11 players plus a few substitutes, but the whole first team squad. You already promised them that they will have a proper winter break, like 1 week, more than 1 week, without football, without training. Just go on holiday, put your individual training plans together, train on your own, but you don't need to come into Melwood. And the players need that, both physically and mentally. The players need a break. And if Jurgen Klopp now would change his mind because the reserve players and the kids couldn't beat Shrewsbury, we will punish the first team players, and that's not fair. So I think that's why Jurgen Klopp made this move, made this change. And after listening to him, I can understand why he made his move. Even though I won't be happy if Liverpool go out with the kids. It will be basically almost the same team that played against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup quarter-finals, where we got smashed 5-0. So it looks like that Liverpool might be going out of the FA Cup with that team. But I think that Liverpool's main priority is the Champions League and the Premier League. It's just nonsensical and unacceptable, in my opinion, that first the FA and the Premier League introduce a winter break and then they put the FA Cup replays during that winter break. How is that fair? Why? Like, I don't understand. Yes, I understand that for the small clubs like Shrewsbury, it will be huge to come to Anfield to play in a televised game. That's a big money-spinning tie for Shrewsbury. But just don't put it during the winter break. Especially if you write a letter to all the big clubs that you need to respect the winter break. You can't organize any friendlies, you can't organize any competitive games. Then why on earth do you, the FA, organize a competitive game? Absolute bonkers. Bunch of idiots, the FA, honestly. Like, what? I just don't understand. Somebody explain the logic behind this, because it's absolutely incredible. By the way, congratulations to Shrewsbury. They really played a fantastic second half. Liverpool, I think we were the better team in the first half, and we were 1-0 up. We really probably should have been 2 or 3 goals up. But I don't want to be overly critical of the Liverpool players, but Lovren and Matip didn't cover themselves in glory. And I was disappointed with Divock Origi's performance, to be honest, because Divock Origi against a League One team who are in 16th place in the League One, Origi really should dominate their defense. He really should have scored at least 1 goal. And yes, Origi had some chances, some shots, but most of them went wide. And honestly, if Salah or Mane or Firmino was playing against, if any of them were playing against Shrewsbury, they would be licking their lips to really rack up some big goals. And yes, Origi was a little bit unlucky that maybe he had a little bit of an off day. I don't want to be overly critical of him. Curtis Jones scored a fantastic goal after an incredible pass by Pedro Chirivella, who is one of the oldest young players at Liverpool. But still, I think at this level he showed that he is a player. What a pass by Chirivella, absolutely brilliant. Minamino lays it off to Chirivella. He slide through pass to Curtis Jones, who puts it past the goalkeeper. And yes, Liverpool had a lot of good chances after that, but we failed to take them. And in the end, that comes back to bite us, because even though Shrewsbury's player, Love, it's so ironic that game, he was a former Manchester United youngster, put an absolutely ridiculous own goal into his own net. It's 2-0, you think it's game over, isn't it? But then Liverpool, it seems like we just stopped playing. It seemed like we lost the intensity. We just really didn't play as we usually do, with high intensity, high pressing, with very good smart, accurate passing. And Shrewsbury, rightfully so, came back. But there was a referee mistake, in my opinion, because Larouci, who reminds me of Alberto Moreno, a young Alberto Moreno, he's good going forward, but defensively he's shocking. He can't defend to save his life. And Larouci fouls the Shrewsbury player, but it was outside of the box, like 1 yard outside of the box. So I think that if there is VAR, and this is another ludicrous rule, that only Premier League clubs get VAR in the FA Cup. I mean, only games where the Premier League clubs are the home team. And that just doesn't make sense for me. I mean, last season, Manchester City only went through against Swansea because this ridiculous rule exists. And Swansea used to be a Premier League club, so they had all the equipment for VAR, but they couldn't use it because there was this nonsensical rule that only Premier League clubs, if they are a home team, only then is there a VAR. The Premier League, the FA, are a multi-billion-dollar organization, and they can't put VAR in the Shrewsbury Stadium. I mean, what? Why? You could even check the replays on a TV monitor, so you don't have to have this incredible high-end technology, you just need the fourth official to watch the game on a monitor, which I think there are a lot of monitors in the stadium already, so I just don't understand the logic behind this. Anyway, the Shrewsbury penalty should have been a free kick. They score, and then the mix-up between Matip and Lovren, I have no idea what Lovren was trying to do. He kicks over the ball instead of clearing it, and then Cummings, who came on just 5 minutes earlier, scores the penalty, and then he scores the equalizer, and Shrewsbury could have won it. Adrian made some big saves. He saved like 2 or 3 big chances in the second half. So overall, Shrewsbury deserved the draw. I'm not gonna lie, they fully deserved it. In the second half, they were actually the better team. They created more chances. For Liverpool, if we go out of the FA Cup with a young team, it won't be because of that game. It will be because this game. I mean, with Origi, Minamino, Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, Matip, Lovren, we really should be beating Shrewsbury Town. I'm sorry, they are 16th place in League One. So this is on the players that were on the pitch today, and I fully understood why Jurgen Klopp changed the team, because we have a much more important West Ham game and then Southampton. But I still can't get over the fact that the FA put a replay into the winter break. What on earth are they thinking? But that's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below, and I really hope you enjoyed this analysis. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.